Guys, let's take a long moment today and talk about headlamps, okay? I know we tend to gravitate more towards these smaller portable handheld illumination tool. Not necessarily small, they can be big too, but they flood and they throw and they have different user interface. They tailor exactly to our use, and that's why we're so into them. However, they're not very practical, okay? What I mean is things around the house, fixing your car, setting up a tent, doing things on your boat, you need your hands, okay? And a lantern is one step up from a flashlight, obviously. It'll emit light in 360 degrees, but much of that output is kind of wasted if it's not all directed towards what you're looking at. So you kind of have to always have it on max output so that you can get it, you can shed enough light onto your subject. Now, that's kind of wasted power unless you really need to light up the whole entire area. So one step up for hands-free illumination would be headlamps. This one right here is kind of a little memory headlight that I had. Okay, I got this one sometime during college years for like $5. Works very well. Only makes like 25 lumen or something like that. It takes 3 AAAs. It's definitely not waterproof. I got water in it once and I had to take it all apart to fix it. So it takes 3 AAAs. $5 you pay for what you get, but it gets the job done. Okay. Now I'll just fiddle with this later. So if $5 get the job done, why are we paying hundreds of dollars for more fancy headlamps? That is because sometimes our line of work depends on it. If you're mining, if you needed to save a life, it's that important that you have the best of the best. Okay, so let's talk about these 3 lights that we have here. Here I have in my hands the HL55vn. After my modification, it puts out around 900 lumen out the front. This is my all-time best-selling, not my favorite, but best-selling headlamps. Okay, the reason it's best-selling because it does multiple things very well. There's a slider here, it's a magnetic slider, so it doesn't actually connect to the inside of the light. Therefore, it's very good with waterproofing. Okay, slide it over to the right 1 notch, you get red, and then green, and then blue. So I'm not sure what blue is for, but I do know that hunters tends to use red and green. Not exactly sure why. I'm not a hunter. I guess it doesn't disrupt the animals. Okay, and if you slide this one over to the left, it's an infinitely variable brightness slider. So you can see here. You can see that it starts out quite dim, and then as I slide, it'll ramp up. So that's a pretty cool feature, how it ramps. Okay, and it comes to a detent. When it hits a detent, and if you push it further to the left, you get a turbo mode, and that's where the 900 lumen comes in. Okay, the turbo burns through batteries pretty bad, as you would imagine. And then you can slide it back to the center, and it'll turn off. Very simple, nothing to click. If you can imagine, if you have switches up here or on the side, if it's on your head, I'll demonstrate with it on my head. This one have that top supporting, so it's very good if you, for some people, that you can walk, run, or jog, and it won't fall off or it won't sag down because of this center support piece for the center of your head. Okay, so if the button's mounted on the side, and if I want to activate it, I would have to push it over to the left or to the right, and I'll shift my light. And if the switch is on top, and if I have to press on it to activate it, I would obviously have to push the light down, and that would not be good. However, if it's a slider, I can easily slide and control all my modes that way. And I guess that's one reason why it's such a good selling light. It's not my particular favorite. The reason it's not my particular favorite is because it has very high parasitic drain. So if you put in a battery and you don't use it for about 2 weeks, it will drain a significant part of your battery. So if you're not really using the light for like several days, it's best to I'll show you how to lock out here. So turn on the light, and you can see if I just loosen the tail cap a little bit, it'll put it in a lockout mode. So now there's the connection between the battery and the light is open, or it doesn't make full connection. That's what opens means. And therefore, doesn't matter what mode or setting that I'm in, it doesn't turn on, okay? So that's what I recommend. Always lock out the light by slightly loosening the tail cap, okay? If you will remember to do that, then you have a perfect light. Then it is a great light, okay? However, I don't always remember, and even having it off, there's that parasitic drain. It's not crazy bad, but it's higher than most lights, and it worries me, and that's one of the things that I don't really like the light, but a lot of people just loosen the tail cap and they're good, and that's why they like the light. This is my favorite headlamp. This one is very plain, simple. It doesn't really do anything special, but it is my brightest single 18650 headlamp, okay? All of the lights that I'm showing today will take 18650 cells. This one has the switch on the side. I like it because it doesn't have the strap in the mid on the top of the head, so it's very easy to put on and take it off. Okay, and it's fairly compact. There's not all these wires, not straps, not wires, to secure it on your head. However, I have to hold the light. I have to brace the light here in order to turn the light on or off. And it goes up and down like so. I like it because it's simple. Okay, instead of pushing it with one hand, I would hold it like that, or like from coming up from the top, and just click through the modes and then turn off. I like this light a lot because it's relatively compact, relatively light. It's the brightest. It's a little brighter than this. It's close to 1,000 lumen, while this one was like 900. Don't quote me on the numbers. You go on my website, you see the exact numbers. I can't remember all the numbers. I just know that this one is about 100 lumen brighter than this one, and they're all both about 1,000 lumen. So the difference is not huge, but it is a little brighter, and it's more compact. The user interface is easier to use for me, and it has very low parasitic drain, and I don't have to worry about locking the light out. I'm not even sure if this light will lock out. Let me see if it'll lock out. See? Yeah, it'll lock out after, like, a couple turns. But you don't even need to lock out this light because the parasitic drain is so low. And I'm a forgetful person, so this light works for me. And if I'm not mistaken, this light is also cheaper than that one, and that's a big, big plus. Okay. However, just because I like it doesn't mean it'll sell well. This is the H35 Wave, okay? It's a very unique light, to say the least. And I'll show you guys why. Okay. It's a new light that I have. I'm going to put on my store. And just because it's new, it doesn't mean I like it more than the older offerings. Most of the time, I will tell you if I like a light or if I don't like a light. But what I like or don't like doesn't really mean much. But, a lot of people ask for my opinion and they want to know if I like it or not. So, and I don't have a problem in telling you what I like and what I don't like. It's a great light. Just not for me, okay? However, it has some very cool use, and I'll show you guys here. Okay, so the light comes with a battery pack. There is 4 18650 in here. Each cells, never mind, right here, I can show you. See these 4 pink cells? These are the original batteries in this battery pack. Each of them are 2600 milliamp hours. So together, in 2S, 2P configuration, it puts out 5,200 milliamp hours, okay, which is not great in my opinion. I don't know why they would build such a good light, and then it's not just Olight, so don't hit Olight for this. Phoenix does it. A lot of different manufacturers does it. They build a nice fancy battery pack that you can't put in your own cells, a proprietary battery pack, and then they put on these really low capacity cells. 2600 milliamps. Why do they do that? I don't understand. Maybe for cost savings. But if they're going to do that, I think they should, in my opinion, they should just put in the higher quality cells. Okay? So I retrofit 4 of these LG's 3500 milliamp hours. cells into this light. So now instead of 5200 milliamp hours, you have 7000. So it's about 35% increase in capacity. 35% is a lot. Okay, I did the math, and on the original light with the 3 modes would be 2.5 hours, 8 hours, and then you have 24 hours. But then you can with the 3 factory mode. However, with my new battery pack that I upgraded with every light that I sell, you instead of 8, you get 11, and then instead of that's the middle mode. 8's the middle mode. The first mode is the 2.5 hours. Instead of 2.5 hours, you get 3.5 hours. Instead of 8 hours, you get 11 hours. And instead of the lowest mode, 24 hours, you get like 32 hours. So it's a big increase in runtime, especially on the lower modes. So that's the only thing that I did to the light. I did a power boost on it, and I got about 100 lumen more. It's not much, and the extra added heat is not. It's not advisable. The reason is because you have a light, you're gonna wear it on your head. You don't want to overpower a light or a device that's very hot on your head. It's just not it's just not safe. Okay, so I tend to not overdriven headlamps. Not necessary, not a wise move. Okay, so for this particular light, I only upgraded the battery pack. So that's it. Okay, instead of 5200 milliamps, you get that 7000 milliamp hours. Okay, let's get on with the UI. Let me show you how to charge the battery pack first. So this wire plugs into here, and plugs into the wall, obviously, and then you plug that into the battery pack. Once plugged into the battery pack, you have to press this button once. An orange light will lit up and the battery will start charging. Once the battery pack is fully charged, the LED here will turn green. Simple enough. Put that aside, and then we will hook this in here. Battery pack. You wear this. Oh, it has a very strong metal clip here, very high quality. You would wear this battery pack on your belt. Okay, and then this loop right here, there's little attachment points here. You can run the wires on it. This one is brand new, so I haven't installed it yet. And the strap is not made to fit my head, but it'll go on like so, and the light will. Sorry about that. Okay, the light will go up and down like that, okay? The cool thing about this light is, if you wave in front of it, you have to turn it on first, okay? And if you wave in front of it, you can turn the light on or off. It's pretty cool. It's like the first headlights out there to use infrared technology to activate or deactivate, to turn it on or off, okay? And you have to, if you swipe your hands out here, it's not gonna do anything. However, if you move your hand approximately 4 inches or less in front of the light, it'll turn the light on or off. Okay, so right now I'm having it on high, and let's say if I bring it down to low, okay, and if I swipe my hand, it'll turn off. If I swipe my hand, it'll turn on. And I think that's pretty cool. Pretend, so it's like the ultimate form of hands-free. Now you don't even have to press the button or anything. You can if you want. You can still press the button up here to ramp through the modes and off, okay? But you don't have to press the button if you don't want to. Just swipe your hand, and then it'll turn on, or swipe it for it to turn on or off, okay? If for some reason you have things waving in front of your face and it'll turn on and off at will, and it's not what you desired, you can turn on the light, and then when it's on, you just hold it down for 2 seconds. You see a quick blink. When that quick blink initiate, now basically it turns off the infrared, and you can swipe back and forth all you want. It doesn't turn it on or off. You can turn it back on by holding it, and then you see that quick blink. It's the infrared sensor is now on, and swipe for off, swipe for on, okay? Yes, very innovative. No one has done this yet. So I think it's pretty cool. What don't I like about it? The external battery pack. I like things. You only have one 18650 in both of these lights, so obviously runtime is not going to be very high. You get about 1,000 lumen here. You get 1,500 lumen here, and the beam is extremely nice. It puts there's a TIR optics here, so it puts all of the lumen in one big hotspot and no other spill. So that's a very, very nice beam. However, I just don't like running wires from my head down my side into the battery pack. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But it does pack a big punch, great runtime. You just can't wear it, you just have to wear it on your side. So that's the only reason I don't really like it. But if you're okay with wearing a big battery pack to have all that extra runtime, it's a plus, okay? One other use that I think, I'm gonna keep one of this light in my car, like seriously. And before I'm keeping one of these light in my car, but now I'm replacing this light in my glove box with this light, and here's the biggest reason why I'm doing so. Yes, it's not like I'm gonna use the headlamps all the time in my car, but it has one key feature that I think is very important to keep this light in your car. One, it has very, very good runtime. So when I do need to use a headlamp in my car, it's probably an emergency. And that's when I need this big battery pack, okay? Big retrofitted battery pack, okay? Here's one other cool thing though. I have I'm looking for my phone and I'm using my phone to film this. My phone runs out of batteries all the time. And when it does, I can just grab this from my glove box, and you see there's a USB port. So I can charge. I have a Samsung charge. Well, I haven't plugged in an iPhone or an iPad or anything else. I don't have Macintosh devices, but I'm sure those devices would charge just fine from this USB port. And with 4 18650 at 7,000 milliamp hours, it will charge your cell phone at least 3-4 times. So at least my Samsung 3-4 times. Okay. So that's a big plus. Having this, I'm thinking that I will probably use the battery pack to charge my phone more often than even the headlamp itself. So that's one reason why I have this light in my car. And it does a lot of quite a different amount of the different things for what it is, okay? Okay, so you lose some portability, you get that extra battery pack. Works well, very nice beam. Nothing else that I can say about it. That's about it. Nice strong clip. The wires are not broken in. They're very soft, so they contours to your body quite well because they're very, very soft. But I imagine if you use it more, it will straighten up and it will be even better. Okay. I guess that's all I have to say about these headlamps. Hands-free illumination gets the job done. Okay, that'll be it. Alrighty. Thank you, guys.